the dongle.
Oh, we got Max over here.
Sure.
Sure.
Is it separated from communications? Because I don't want to make it look like communications doing anything.
Can you hit those lights?
What's wrong with What is wrong with y'all, man?
Please. Please.
Here.
Yes, it's a brand new stream.
You use the second one. Same button. Okay. Start mirroring.
Can I ask a question? No. What happened to those? Because one of them should be aimed at these, for YouTube's sake. Anybody else smart enough to figure that out?
We're trying to consolidate it.
Okay.
That screen is on YouTube.
The screen is? Okay, okay.
Okay, Mr. Duncan, we ready.
I'm about it sometime.
Good evening. My name is Linda Billups. I am the treasurer for Harbor Impact Foundation, and we are coming to you tonight for a presentation regarding the Gus Macker on the River 2026. Harbor Impact Foundation is transforming lives through sports, mentorship, and community partnership. We serve youth families with accessible athletic opportunities and strengthening Benton Harbor through health and wellness and unity. Gus Macker, what is the Gus Macker tournament? It's a 3-on-3 basketball tournament with national recognition. Coming this year to be the 51st year of drawing families, athletes, and businesses and tourists. It's known for being fun, safe, inclusive, and community-centered. It's a magnet for our regional visitors and positive media attention for Benton Harbor. Harbor Impact has committed to a 3-year agreement with Gus Macker, and it ensures long-term stability and recurring annual revenue for the city. It also builds a signature Benton Harbor tradition on the riverfront, demonstrating Harbor Impact's dedication to youth, families, and growth. And it also allows businesses and organizations to forecast and prepare for booming weekends for the upcoming next 3 years. The economic development and business impact. It increases revenue for local restaurants, retail, and small businesses. Hotels benefit from regional visitors staying multiple nights. Vendors and local entrepreneurs gain marketplace opportunities, and recurring annual tourism increases city visibility and reputation. Health, wellness, and recreation. It promotes active living for youth and adults, provides a safe, energetic community sports environment, and it reinforces park and recreation goals for healthy lifestyles, encouraging long-term engagement in physical activity. Community unity and positive energy. Families, school, churches, and residents in Benton Harbor come together. A positive atmosphere that uplifts the city. It builds city pride and strengthens the neighborhood bonds and create positive media coverage and social buzz. The riverfront becomes the centerpiece of a major annual event. It signals growth, revitalization, and opportunity. It attracts partners, sponsors, and future investments for the city and positions Benton Harbor as a city committed to youth and progress. Who benefits from this event? It'll be youth, which is safe and structured, sports experience, families, is free, community focused and entertainment, local businesses, increased traffic and revenue, hotel, high occupancy, weekends, park and recreations, enhanced program visibility in the entire city, which it comes together in unity, excitement, and it economic lift. We chose the Benton Harbor Riverfront because it's beautiful, high visibility space, and ideal for large events. It's walkable, accessible, and inviting for residents and tourists. Activates the waterfront and showcase the city assets and adds momentum to ongoing revitalization efforts. Gus Macker has decades of safety protocols for youth and families, so we will have event safety, structure, and professionalism. Includes on-site referees, security, and volunteers, ensuring smooth operations. Harbor Impact will recruit community partners for safe event flow, and well-organized layout supports for crowd management and family comfort. Our partnership for the next generation. Harbor Impact Foundation is committed to Benton Harbor's youth, family, and the future. The Gus Macker event will amplify recreation, unity, and economic growth. Together, we will create a landmark tradition in the city and can be proud of. Thank you for your partnership, leadership, and support.
Thank you. Could you please turn the light on? I have no objection to this. I appreciate you for what you've done. Gus Macker has been something that is a foundational thing for 3-on-3 basketball, which we do know. I ain't that old, but I did play in a Gus Macker probably 27 years ago. I was legit.
Me too. In South Bend.
They had one in downtown St. Joe. Yeah, I was pretty legit. my jumper probably wasn't better than Mr. Little, but my jumper was pretty good. But, yeah, Steve Merity, we had a pretty decent run, but it's a good thing. It attracts a lot of people, just like AAU and all these other things, and to see our kids, and not even just the kids, but it's just some adults who play in AAU. I think it's a phenomenal thing for the city of Benton Harbor, what you're doing.
The ages are actually, he said it was from the 8 to 80. So it goes all the way up. So a little you want to play, you can play if you want to. We're gonna have Ben Gay on site for you too as well. Ben Gay on the raps. So if you want to play, you can play. I mean, the goal is to actually make it grow every year. I mean, year one is gonna be basically like learning and basically figuring out how it's supposed to work. Year two, possibly even have bring like the carnival back maybe. I mean, you just never know with this. I mean, you actually be as big as we want it to be, but it's up to us to come together and actually make it work. So this is actually way bigger than Harbor Impact. That's why we want the city to be involved as well. This is a community, a Benton Harbor thing. Have people from out of town come spend their money here with us, not go out of town and spend our money with them. So this is a us thing, and it should be amazing. But it takes everybody to make it work.
I definitely believe in you, believe in what you're doing, and thank you for your presentation. And hopefully we can make this work as a partnership with the city. What are you asking from the city?
Just honestly, just like more so close down the street for us, possibly helping us find volunteers. We have to basically put those rims up. We actually put the rims up, so basically find volunteers. Money-wise, we need any money. It's more so about just the support of the city, having the city behind us.
City Manager Little, can we?
We like a resolution. That's what.
Yeah,
At the end of the day.
and we can do that. We'd be happy to provide the support and try and help make it be a success.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Thank you for coming. And I think that was one of the, I know y'all probably thought it was going to be longer than that, but we're going to push this along to the full body.
Well,
And thank you for coming.
It is going to be a little longer if the chair will let me ask one question.
I'm sorry.
Well, during citizen comments, you're not a part of this committee. Thank you. Any questions? So,
You guys.
Thank you for coming.
Well, this is citizen
appreciate-
comment.
we're-
This is citizen comment.
Thank you for
period.
coming. We appreciate you. Have a good day. Thank you.
Do.
Hey, sir,
This is citizen comment.
Listen, we're not doing that today.
you guys have a senior citizen,
We're not doing that today.
citizen.
Could you please, if you wanted to speak to him, you can speak to him outside. Thank you.
Is that legal? Is that legal? Is that the way we do that?
Part of the committee is here, and if you want to speak,
Only have one question.
Mr. Alexander, Mr. Alexander, if he has a question, could you take his question? All right, thank you.
But I do have a question that I would like to ask you guys.
Next on the agenda is approval of proposal for PFN and authorization to develop and execute agreement. Thank you. Do apologize. We don't have to approve the minutes from last meeting. We don't do
Hey,
that.
thank you, Chair. I appreciate it.
Who? Who? Oh, yeah, come on, I'm sorry. Come on, Kings. Appreciate it. Come on. Could you please step forward? Thank you.
Mr. Little, we're gonna keep allowing bullshit to happen in here.
Please, if you're gonna act like that, I'm gonna ask you to leave. I'm gonna ask you to leave. If you're gonna do that, I'm gonna ask you to leave.
Citizens meeting, and you can't stop me
Honorable
from
Chair,
talking either.
you revised your agenda?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
I wanted to speak to that, but
Do you want to speak to that? Can you speak? I will ask you to speak to that during public comments, please. Thank you. Thank you. You have the floor. Thank you.
stayed out of Marion Springs or went to Colbert.
Thank you.
So good evening. My name is Keena King. And
Mic on? Is your mic on? Oh,
good evening. My name is Keena King. I'm here with my brother, Brian King. We are the owners of KB Ventures and also K. Riley Enterprises, where we purchase real estate and try to make home ownership affordable for residents of Benton Harbor. We're currently coming to you guys today. We have an interest in purchasing a couple properties from the city of Benton Harbor. One specifically that is located 1135 Superior, Benton Harbor. We've been doing this for
Over 3 years.
over 3 years. You want to share the addresses of what we currently?
please state your names if you would, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. So my name is, I did. So my name is Keena King again.
And I'm Brian King. A couple properties that we've owned and rehabbed is 1064 Ogden, 1636 Pearl Street, 705 East High. We own, which is a multi-unit. We also own 362 High Street, 368 High Street as well, 536 Colfax. So we are bringing some renovation experience here as well. Okay.
And so we also, my other brother, who is not with us today, is also a partner with us, and he has experience and has renovated several properties within the city of Benton Harbor.
797 Colfax, 1252 Bishop, 192 Britain, and a slew of others in the Detroit, Birmingham area, 1810 Taunton Avenue. And I think that's it.
So, born, raised, graduated from Benton Harbor High School. I have spent my professional career, Boys and Girls Club, Barron County Health Department, Corwell Health, and I have real deep roots with working within this community, working with families, and I can't tell you how much at just about every meeting we're in when we're talking about social determinants of health and just some of the barriers that our families face. Housing is one of the issues that come up. We already know that the city has done a lot to support the housing crisis that we have in our community, but we want to come alongside the city and to continue to support the work that's already happening with the city. And so we're asking for an opportunity to purchase property from the city to continue the work that we're doing.
What properties are you, I love the presentation. You guys are doing an excellent job, and thank you. You have not come for you're not asked for any tax breaks or anything like that, are you? Because, I mean, I understand and I appreciate what you guys have done. What property are we talking about right now?
So specifically today, and we're waiting on our partner to get back with us. Today, we're coming forth asking and regarding, I think, 1135 Superior. There's two other properties that we're interested in as well. Don't have the address currently, but 1135 Superior, which is less than 1 mile away from a property that we've already have successfully renovated, so.
Sorry, who owns the property now?
Who owns 1135? The city of Benton Harbor.
Okay, I don't, city manager, you know anything about 1135, real quick? I don't have a problem with selling you guys anything. We're not in the landlord business. Is it owned by the city?
Yes, it is.
Is it abandoned or what is it?
It's owned by the city. It's sitting,
Sitting vacant currently.
Is that a vacant lot or a standing building?
it's a house. It's not vacant. And so, I happened to see it, I know the neighbors I saw different communication that was happening on social media and regarding this house just being vacant, and they talked about like the overgrown grass and just different things. And like I said, I own the property on the next street, and so we travel through that area quite a bit. And so it is an interest of ours. Like I said, it's one block over from a property that we already own and have renovated. And so.
City clerk, is there any way you can post that on the screen so we can know? Can I see that from your phone, please? Thank you. It won't work at all? I appreciate it. Thank you.
A home.
I know that house. One of my friends who just passed away used to live in the house. Joe Bolton used to live in the house. Yeah, so it's not a city. It's not a city. It's not something, and I want to say this for the record. It's not like a city house that is from the Housing Commission. It's something that we acquired for the taxes or tax sale. Is that correct?
So you're asking me how you guys acquired the property?
Well, no, I'm asking the question. I'm saying it's not one of the brick and mortar, like a bus house or a high.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
So it's a house that we've acquired. Do we actually right now own the house? Or is it going through the tax sale? Does anybody know that?
As best I can recall, I think we acquired it as a part of other properties that we got from tax sale with the intention of putting those together as a part of our housing redevelopment overall.
Okay, so thank you. I don't have a problem. Just give me 1 second, real quick, Commissioner. Go ahead.
So I was going to say that particular property, and we're also looking at additional property. We're not looking for this to be like a one and done. We're really looking to partner with the city and do development in this community. So,
City Representative Edwards, Commissioner Edwards, I'm sorry, you always will.
Thank you, Chair. Through the chair to City Manager, Mr. Little, you mentioned that that was one of the houses that might be in a package. Is it still in that, is that still the intention?
I believe it is. We have a significant number of properties, and we're in the process of preparing to seek developers in a competitive process to get some of these properties back on the market and so forth. We've got a long list of people asking to acquire these different city properties because many of them have gone up significantly in value since we originally acquired them. But for this specific one, as far as any additional details, I don't recall right offhand.
and so I know have been in previous meetings, and I know that it was indicated in previous meetings that there will be opportunity for resident citizens to come before the board and share if they had an interest in purchasing properties. And so I have been in those meeting spaces where that has been shared, and we're here to try to see what it would take to purchase properties. Some of these properties, as you guys know, have been sitting vacant. You have neighbors complaining. Like I said, this property in particular, I have seen multiple times, it's overgrown grass and other things, and so,
The intent was that when we get these packaged and prepared to move forward with them, that the opportunity would be made available to everybody to express their interest that would have an interest in them.
like, I don't, who's
Okay,
everybody?
whoa. All right, because we gonna stay kind of, so the address is what? What's the address?
1135
1135.
Superior.
Superior.
Benton Harbor, Michigan.
So we're talking about 1135 Superior. All right, Commissioner Adams.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Now,
I really
are you
appreciate
speaking on this
I'm
address?
speaking on exactly the subject that we're speaking
Because,
on.
yeah.
Because when I sat there with you for almost 12 years as co-chair, this was initially what we had intended for the properties that I personally fought very hard for to keep from going into the auction over at the county, where a lot of people have lost their properties for redevelopment. I'm just here to attest that we've had a lot of people come before us. We don't have to worry about squatters on this property and some others. We don't have to worry about people dumping their stuff on the properties, that people like these, that I can attest to after seeing the work that they have done. And as a Brownfield Authority Board member, not speaking for the board as a whole, I really appreciate what this young couple is doing, this young team. They are doing some fabulous work with these homes at putting these homes back on our tax roll. They're doing exactly what the purpose intended was for. And being Benton Harbor homegrown, I think that they deserve the opportunity to continue what they have started. I don't care about how long the list is. Where are they? What are they doing? What have they done?
Thank you.
They have proven themselves to do exactly what we need done to deal with our Snaggletooth situation, not the whole, but part of.
How hard is it to partner with them on this house, on Bishop or Superior, to get this done? I think, when is our next meeting?
I'll need to look into exactly what the situation is on it. I remind you, current, we still have a moratorium, but we'll
But
look at it
we're
and
still
see
selling
what-
property, though. I think we are still selling property. We've sold property, and I don't want to hamstring development, and I think there's also, you guys also have a house that you are currently purchasing.
So we're trying to currently purchase agreement has been signed. It's sitting over with First American Title Company. It was purchased from it was purchased from a resident of Benton Harbor. They decided to sell the property to us. The title company, we could not move forward with the purchase of the property because there was stipulations that was put on the property by the city of Benton Harbor. Was told those stipulations was going to be removed so that the sale of the property could move forward. Those stipulations is still on the property, but we also are coming forward, and I have a letter that we wrote asking for those stipulations to be removed off of the property. Some of the stipulations that the city is putting on those on the property that we're discussing is hindering one of our partners to want to be able to partner with us, and then also lending institutions for additional financial support.
Can you give me the address? What's the address?
717 Colfax in Benton Harbor, Michigan.
Seven 717.
Colfax in Benton Harbor, Michigan.
That's 717. What? That's
So we already, like,
I know you got to bring the phone. I'm sorry. I thought we had some media person, but
That would be at the top of the hill just about, right? Is that,
At the split, when the one-way comes, yeah.
Is that the same?
yeah, because what's the address of the high school?
That's the only house that we made an exception to the moratorium since we put it on. That's the one that C-Note was originally going to buy, and we put those conditions on then.
was the house we were
And
gonna tear
then passed
down.
them on to do what?
That was the house we were going to tear down.
No, we were never going to tear
Oh,
the
they
house
weren't
down.
going to tear it. Oh, that's the one that C-Note
That's the one
had.
that C-Note had, that
And
we
then
put the
Bud said
conditions
that he was
on.
gonna-
Right, and then Bud's got it.
You don't have to be here.
so again, those stipulations, and that has been tied up with the title company for almost over 2 months. We're prepared.
So is the, I'm not to
So we're-
interrupt you. Is the foundation good?
Everything's good on that house.
So what's the hamstring now? What?
So the hamstring.
Oh,
is-
whoa. Just give me a second. What's the hamstring on the house?
City attorney was preparing the documents that the title company asked for. We didn't initially understand that they were looking for two separate documents. They thought it was just one.
So this is going to be taken care of, am I correct?
Right.
So there's no use. So,
It's,
whoa. You guys are buying the house, right?
we're buying the house, but we're asking for the stipulations that's attached to.
So when you're buying the house, you don't have a problem with anything. You're going to fix the house up. You're going to make sure the house is habitable and livable, and that's it. The reason why I think they put the stipulations on the house because at one point it was either tear it down, fix it up. Yeah, it was. I know exactly the house we're talking about.
So maybe so, but what
But
we're.
you guys are not asking for anything other than
We-
just to buy the house, fix the house,
And be free of the
and
stipulation.
be free.
And be free of the stipulations. Miss Mary shared the work that we've done in the city with the houses are phenomenal. And at the next meeting, we can bring pictures, a slideshow to show what we have done. But we're asking for those stipulations that went in with Dr. Butts to be removed off for us to continue this purchase.
Yeah, no problem. I don't have a problem with it. City manager, so the city attorney is already preparing this document. So by the time you come to is the document, how,
The document that the city attorney is preparing comes with stipulations. What I'm asking.
well, no,
you
we're
today-
talking about with no stipulations. That's what let me.
Okay.
We're talking about with no stipulations.
Okay. Thank you.
If you, because you're going, are you going through a bank or something? Or that's your personal information,
Not for,
but are you purchasing the house,
yes, we're
Correct.
purchasing the house.
right?
It's already with the agreement and everything is already.
But the reason
the
why you
ti-
can't purchase the house is because of stipulations, right?
Our partner is not looking to continue the partnership because of the stipulations that the city has on the house. So we're asking, can the city remove the stipulations?
Okay.
And the purchase
Mr. Chairman,
So are you guys willing to, you guys are gonna get the permits, you're gonna do everything through the right processes and everything, right?
Yes, we've always, since with all of our properties we have worked with Todd Herder and,
Lisa Herder as well, and they will vouch.
I don't see a problem with that.
just, yes.
City manager, I'm sorry.
the stipulations, if you will recall, were designed to protect the community and make sure that this house was done in a fashion that was complementary to that community. Now, originally, we had said that it would only be sold to a person that would live in the house. In order to accommodate Ms. King, we eliminated that stipulation and said that it would be rented to one family, not cut up into a bunch of different small apartments and rented out for low income. The rest of that neighborhood is fairly stable. It's right down the street from the high school. And of course, the commission can do whatever it decides. But I'm certainly not going to recommend that we take those stipulations off.
Well, are you guys, are you guys,
Housing is
are you-
not,
are you guys proposing to make this a single-family home, or are you trying to do,
We have another business partner, and so just to divulge all of that, we're not 100% sure. But what we can say for sure is, we also own a property, 536 Colfax, that is less than a mile away. Again, all of our properties have been middle to high-end properties. They have not been low income, any of our properties.
we're not saying low income.
So no, you're not saying low income. Mr.
Whoa,
Lewis
whoa, whoa.
stated low income.
So
And
we're-
we haven't
we're-
taken,
we're-
just
we're
a
here.
second, Mr. Seats, we
No,
haven't taken
we're
any of
here.
our properties and any of our properties that we have and rented rooms out. We have not done any of that. We want to work with you guys to beautify the community, and we're fully aware what some of the
Ms. King?
renting the rooms
This way.
out. Yes,
Yeah, this
we're
way.
fully aware of the importance of making affordable homes. We're fully aware of what it takes to make nice properties, and every
I don't have a
property that we
problem
have
with selling
had
it to you.
has been that.
I don't have a problem with taking the stipulations off. I'll give you guys opportunity. You are homegrown, you're a minority, and I hate to say it, I'm not gonna hamstring anybody who wants to do something who was proven that you're gonna do it, but I do, I wanna say this, it is, and it's not about you. But being here for 15 years, I've seen where people have sat on houses for years and never done anything with it. You guys are proven not to do that. So I would ask for not those stipulations as far as low income, this and that, and this and that. But I will say that I'm willing to give you opportunity. And I think that this whole body should give you an opportunity. But we have always put a reversion clause. Say, for instance, we could put a 10-year, if you don't do it in 10 years.
we don't need that long. We don't,
Well, I'm not saying you need that long. But what's happened is when you open up the floodgate, you're not going to be the only one coming to this committee saying, I want this. Other people are going to come and say, you own this property. Can we get it? And then I've seen people sit on 20 or 30 properties for a lot of years and not do anything with it.
Yeah.
And then, so I'm not saying that there has to be some kind of something
yeah.
for for the city of Benton Harbor? Because what's gonna happen is I guarantee that after this meeting, gonna be on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, and people gonna come out the floodgate and say, y'all got a moratorium on selling property. So the truth of the matter is, let me share this, that you're not buying this property you're talking about from us. Obviously, you're buying it from Dr. Butts.
Correct.
Where the reversal should have been.
So this is not a property from Benton Harbor to you. This is a property from Dr. Butts to you that you just need us to step out the way
Step out the way, please.
and let you guys purchase the property. Is that the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
I have no problem with that.
Thank you, Brother Chair. I don't see any problem with that, and if we go by facts, I have to go by individual facts. I can remember having a conversation, actually, Mr. Little drove me out there to see Ms. King about this when she was working with Barron County Health. And that conversation was basically about having a good relationship with the city concerning Benton Harbor business residents. And I have seen at least 3 of her properties. All of them seem to be very well taken care of. And I think if we go by the fact, and I'm quite sure you all know more about her than I do, but if we go by the facts that we know, I don't see a problem with moving this forward. I'm quite sure with the stipulations can always be talked about.
I don't even think you need to move
So-
it forward. You could just strike of the pen that city manager says, give them the prop. We have nothing really to do with, if I'm selling you a house, the city hasn't, just we just got to remove it. Let's just remove it and go ahead and move forward. Let the chips fall where they may. I mean,
Well, were we moving forward the 1135 or both of them? I thought we were moving 1135 forward.
no, we can move it both. But I want those. What is your deadline? Do you have a
This-
deadline?
So they've been very gracious with us, and we passed the deadline. They've been gracious because we've dealt with them they know we have a good track record with them, and so they know that we've always done what we should have done, and so for this holdup, they know it's not us. It's yes.
Yes, go ahead, please. Commissioner Adams, you speaking to the same issue?
Forever and always, that's who and what I am.
No, I'm saying you're talking about the house right here.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Because I never got the answers that I needed, and I'm just now hearing them, and it's been several years, and I'm really appalled. I really am, because I was the one that asked for a reversal to be put on that property if it was not used for the purpose intended. Because too often we have allowed this to happen. That's what happened to the old Sears building. If it under the brownfield, if it was not used for the hotel, water park, indoors, used for the purpose intended, it should have reverted back to the city so that we could capture some dollars for its sale, but we have the world's largest appliance maker sitting on it, so that's fine. My issue is that did not happen, is what I'm hearing. It is what it is, but they should be able to obtain, and anything that's on their property should be removed. I just heard something though that I want to address and I'm done. I heard Mr. Little say something about something I don't think that he's aware of a need. We have some people over here freezing when the temperature drops. They probably don't get but $800 a month. But if somebody had a room, a small kitchenette, for them to spend at least $400 or $500 of that, I mean, we have to look out for that missing middle too, the missing middle of the poor, which is why they sleep down here in our parks and everywhere in other cities, because nobody thinks about them when they think about building. My mom used to rent our upstairs.
Commissioner.
We need rooms though.
Commissioner,
for some of these people.
We're gonna move it forward. I move forward the purchase of that property, but then also the stipulation should be off without us pushing it forward. Do we need to push that forward to the full body to remove those stipulations, city manager, or are they already gonna be removed?
To take them to the full body, sir.
All right, well, we'll take it to the next meeting that we'll remove all stipulations for the purpose of that property and the purchase of the next property. Thank you. Thank you for coming out.
So I have a question. So just the Colfax, it's Mr. Little wants that moved to the full body. The purchase of
But we
1135, are we
said-
saying?
We said both of them.
Okay.
That's 1135 and 7 what?
717.
Colfax.
Thank you. I think we can suspend all rules and do what we have to do. Thank you very much. The approval of,
I'm sorry, and I'm not tracking with you. So if you can remove all the stipulations, then maybe I'm just missing something. Why would it go to the full body? So that decision is not made here? Is that what I'm understanding?
well,
Again?
what is happening is because I don't see a issue with removing the stipulations, but being that the full body and to sell property, which is two different resolutions. To sell property, you need a 2/3 vote, I believe, to sell property. So you need 2/3 vote to sell property, but to remove the stipulation. So I think we should put it as a separate resolution, one to do stipulations and one to do the sale of the property, which will, because you need a 2/3 vote by charter to sell property, but then you don't need that 2/3 vote to remove stipulation. You just need a majority vote, which I don't see any. Hopefully, I don't know how people feel about anything anymore in the city of Ben Harbor, but hopefully they want you to buy property. Thank you. But that's the next meeting, which is that's the first Monday in December. And I'm gonna tell you this: you don't have to bring a slideshow and all that. Just be here.
So I have a question. Can we, if we choose to bring a slideshow, because we could get into the space and there could be a lot of questions, and I think it would be helpful for people to actually have a visual of what we have done.
Do me a favor,
thus
give
far.
that to the clerk, addresses. I think that every commissioner should do their homework and know where your properties are at. And if you do want to bring a slideshow, please feel free. And I'm just saying, your work speaks for itself.
No problem. We will bring a slideshow. We're not gonna, like, as you're saying, like, every commissioner should do their work. We're not gonna wait on us to be graded based on if someone does or don't do our homework. We know that we do ours, and we take pride in what we do and what we've done in this community. So I just do want to say that. So thank you.
I support.
At the meeting's at 7:00 on the 1st.
It's Monday.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
The approval of proposal for PFN and authorization to develop and execute an agreement, and that is the first meeting in December, which I will present that as being the chair of Planning and Economic Development. Thank you.
Thank you.
Approval of proposal for PFN and authorization to develop and execute agreement. City Manager.
Yes, sir. Call from some of the earlier reports. I have been negotiating with PFN for the last year and a half. Just a little background, when the initial bills came out regarding beads and the government funding for high-speed internet, it became obvious very quickly that we were not going to qualify. And largely because of, as I mentioned in the earlier meeting, they determined that any place that had complete coverage, or what they call complete coverage, by Comcast or a similar company providing television service over coax cable, that coax cable, because it supposedly is rated to transmit speeds at 100 BPS, that should qualify as coverage for high-speed internet, even though most of us know that it isn't good quality high-speed internet, that the costs are prohibitive, where in many places where it might be, because what we pay even for regular internet is fairly high. So when I heard that we had a company, in fact, I didn't hear, I happened to be out at Gene Clark Park one day when there was a gentleman walking around with a measuring thing and looking at things. I asked him what he was doing, and we wound up in a discussion where he was looking at possible locations for bringing the high-speed on internet underneath Lake Michigan from south side of Chicago to Michigan, where it would come through here and then go upward toward Grand Rapids at their facility there. Subsequent to that, I learned that there were 3 such crossings. This is the only one on this side of the state. There's one crossing up near the Mackinac Bridge, connecting the Upper Peninsula to the lower, and then one on the side toward the Detroit area. So we began having discussions. I wrote them an email asking to partner with them and asking if they would consider. I told them what the city's issues were and that I'd like to see if we could work something out where we could get some of our needs taken care of, and we would certainly offer them to try and work with them. They generally agreed, and we continued this process over time to the point where we're coming to a conclusion now. Over the last year, they spent most of the year handling the environmental requirements and so forth. They had to meet with the state, and now they are at a point, you may recall, that back in the summer, I believe it was, or spring, you all approved us allowing them to do a test in the parking lot there at Gene Clark Park. They did that test, and since that time, we've sat down and worked out details for coming forward. Included in your package there, you'll see what those terms are in just a moment. Essentially, they are offering us a proposal where, in exchange for bringing their internet underneath Lake Michigan into a connection point that would be underneath the parking area there at Gene Clark Park, and then down the right-of-way along the edge of the park and the street over to where our Grand Avenue and M63 water pumping station that is around the fence there is located. And then they would do, as they initially planned, to come on in and go up north. But they have agreed to give to us service into the water plant at Ridgeway, to the public library here in town, to City Hall, public safety here, to Dial-A-Ride Transit, to the library, and to Bobo Brazil Center. 7 years of 1 gigabyte high-speed internet service to each of these buildings free for that 7 years. In addition, they will incur the cost of approximately $320,000 to run that cable to these different locations. As I said, the service is to be 1 gigabyte, which is very high. We just got that here at City Hall, and it cost us well over $1,000 to do so.
I have no problem with that, City Manager Little. I think that's a good idea and a deal for 7 years, but what happens if we don't have, because Bobo Brazil Center is really not functioning right this minute, and what happens if the Dollar Ride goes away, or even the water plant goes away? Will they consolidate that to an agreement that will suffice City Hall?
I'm sure that we could have that redesignated wherever we would want to. If I might finish the one in regard to Bobo Brazil, they'll be bringing a live trunk in there that will be available for the city at any time it would decide to do so, to set up its own business operation like we do water, and sell internet service to our citizens and to businesses and so forth in the community. And we would buy it from them at most favored wholesale rate to do that. And that could be a big help to the city in addressing some of its financial concerns. No, none of this actually will be operational until 28 because it's going to take that long to get all of this done.
So what happens if something happens, and I'm not, God forbid, something happens to you, as far as being our city manager? Is that a document that'll be executed, or if something happens to her, will somebody have this agreement somewhere? Because we never know.
Your city clerk's office will have it, and it's available, it's to the city, not to me. So whoever is the person in this seat would carry that
2028,
out.
you never know what can happen. I appreciate that, city manager, and I have no problem with that. Do you have a problem with that?
No, but just one question to get an understanding what he said. So the internet, and you were saying it'll be eventually opened up to the citizens. My question with that is, would it
Not
be?
automatically.
Not, right.
It's that the city would have that available to it should it decide to go forward with providing that as a service, just like we do water. We could basically compete with whatever other services are available.
That was my question. Because I know we can go to certain stores and get internet. It don't have to be from, the big boxes. So that's what I was asking. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do we have a consensus to move this forward? And then the citizens' comments again, Ray Combs.
No, in regards to this, and I'm hoping that it's something that's coming up before citizens' comments, if we're going optic fiber, cable, whatever that is, to supply internet into the homes of the residents and sell that away, which would be cheaper than what we have now, correct? Through the chair. So are we working on something also in the form of electricity?
No, we're
Okay,
talking about.
because it's available and we should.
Well,
be.
we're
I just wanted
talking
to say that
about
while this is playing economic development.
we're talking about internet right now.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, hopefully we can get something to do with some electricity.
We're working on it, and I thought we were too.
Thank you, city manager, for your expertise and all that you do and all that you have done. It's commendable. You saved CDBG, and your knowledge about community economic development it goes beyond a PhD, but you have been phenomenal in saving. Real quick, city manager, can you tell us how much did you, when you first came in this, we were getting ready to lose CDBG. Is that correct? Far as $2 million, I think it was it?
We had $2 million that we had frozen that we couldn't spend.
And you saved that amount of money?
That's correct, sir.
And are we on good footing with CDBG?
Yes, we are.
How much development have we did in the last few years?
It's been a significant amount. Don't have an exact dollar figure, but it's been millions.
Has it been multi-millions or just like a couple million?
It's been multi-million. I mean, the one project over here that's underway now at corner at Wall Street is a $26 million project. The work that's going on at for Project T is somewhere in the vicinity of close to 30 million that is going in there. The work that we're working with the Housing Commission on in terms of doing their environmental reviews and things of that nature is about $50 million going into that project. The Bobo Brazil, we right now have $1.5 million that's going into that. As you probably all recall, at one point we had a $20 million grant, which $17.5 million was us, and then there was also a separate $3.3 million that the current administration in Washington put a freeze on. But we also are doing $1 million in Hall Park. We've got about $13 million that is approved and ready to support Ox Creek project. And we have
How
things
does that
going
affect the
on.
residents? Because
Ultimately, all of it is going to affect the residents positively because none of those are requiring any tax revenues or and very little match. But
help the residents or that hurt the residents?
I'm sorry, say again.
Does it help or hurt the
Well, it
residents?
certainly helps. I mean, you get the benefit of all of these things and the use of them and the impact that they'll have on the community as a whole. Ultimately, some of these will also begin paying taxes, which will assist the city, and again, at no cost to the residents.
So how do sidewalks and streets help the residents?
Basically, it's a benefit to them to be able to, it improves, one, the value of all of the properties that are being impacted by it. It also improves the saleability and interest of properties in the city and so forth. As I mentioned a little earlier, many of these lots and so forth that we're talking about that go through these tax sales 5 years ago would have been available for $500 to $300. They're now selling for $7,000, $10,000 and more each. And it's one of the problems we're having with people thinking that they should get them directly from the city when they could buy them through a tax sale like anybody else. But we're wanting to use them to get homes built on them, which will contribute to the city's tax base as well as its population.
So does it help the resident?
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay.
All of
Thank
it
you.
helps the resident.
So through the chair, thank you, sir, because
Well, we're gonna go.
I got something to add to that.
Let me throw this real quick.
Okay.
Right now, we're gonna have citizen comments. All right.
This isn't coming. I need an answer to this, and I think that it would do us good all to hear it. Because 3 or 4 years ago, when I pressed the issue about, did we send in a letter of intent, there was like, I think 38 million on the table for infrastructure through the ESSER funds. I haven't heard anything about it. We were
ESSER
avoiding it.
funds.
Yes, the ESSER funds, and we just previously, I'd like to know if in fact that letter of intent was in by having marks by November 1st of this year.
That they pushed the.
There were 2 letter of intents put in by the date you're talking about this year.
Thank you.
Wait, say that again?
2 letter of
2
intents.
letter of
Two.
intents put in.
2 letters were put in this year?
Yes.
Okay, just last week?
Yes.
Before, okay, so what about the other though? That was about 3-4 years ago, it was like 30-something now $1,000 we were awarded for infrastructural stuff.
Well, actually, depending on where you start, you got 40 million for the lead
Okay,
line replacement program.
Okay, but that didn't have anything to do
And
with that.
since then, you received another, I believe, something like 30-something million that went into the water plant and about 28 million that went into the distribution lines.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, we're at the point now of trying to finish up those. Now, that all helped the city because that was one of the things we were trying to explain to people when the argument was going on about the income tax, which was primarily for infrastructure. Far more, it would have taken 40 years or better to do the work that's been done through those funds if you were waiting on the revenue coming from income tax. So that work is largely done now. In addition to what was done through that, we spent $500,000 of the CDBG money doing sidewalks and infrastructure work, as well as like the demolition of about 15 housing units and removal of downed trees that were sitting on lots, making them look ugly and that type of thing. So there has been a great deal done in this community, and it all impacts positively the citizens.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just never knew. And
Public comments is open real quickly. Anybody who has any public comments, I know, as far as Gus Macker, Commissioner Henry.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Alexander, for waiting for my question. You chose the river. Where exactly are you going to hold this event?
Near the charter school, like right in front of, like near the charter school, on the side, like on Britain, Riverview, that other little side street.
Picture that was on the book. Did y'all have the picture up there? Oh, okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, just for you, by the way. I had a question. My question is, what's the word with the armory? Like, what's like the plans for the armory? We have any plans for the armory at all?
The plans at this point are to protect it. We've just replaced the roof on it. We're going to replace all the windows in it, so they're energy efficient windows. And we're going to repair the restrooms and some of the work on the front. As far as the money we have currently will take us. The plan was, and still is, if we can get the funding to do it, to actually create a resiliency center on the second floor, as well as to refinish the first floor. But this resiliency center was to provide a backup place in the event that Harbor Towers or River Terrace high-rise, either if it was a cold event where maybe it froze, pipes broke like they did the other one, we'd have some place to relocate people to and keep them warm and provide them, refrigeration, able to charge their phones and that for several days until they could get back into their place. Now, part of that was predicated on, in fact, that's what the $20 million grant was for. We were going to put solar collectors on the roof of that building and put a large storage battery that could store power enough for a couple of days so that if all of the power in downtown were out like it was at one point there, we would still generate enough power to be able to take care of our people.
Okay, so I guess no more what it used to be, I guess. That's you saying that, right?
Some of what it used to be, a community center for serving all of the people on this end of town. Was part of what it was before and would still be.
Okay, so I want to thank you, Mr. Alexander. And this is a young man that came to us because I'm no respecter of a person. This is my cousin. And he wanted the armory then, but one thing didn't have nothing to do with the other. See, that's what's wrong in Ben Harbor, but I ain't say that. But I love what you're doing. Keep up the good work, because our children need more leaders like you. Now, that being said, I want to pick up where he just left off, because I had been requesting all the way up until this very present moment, and a meeting has not taken place as to when the citizens will have some input about the armory. Because I just heard Mr. Little through the chair mention that the bathrooms would be repaired. No, they need to be torn down and rebuilt. They need to be made a whole. We deserve that. We really do. They're busting up concrete down there. When has a meeting taken place? The infrastructure, that thing is built like a ship to withstand a bomb. They have torn up a lot of the concrete. Why? What's going on? What's the layout? Why don't we know? Why can't we know? Why is that not being shared with us?
I think we've been meeting on that armory for 10 years.
I'm talking about the finalization of what's happening right now.
City
This
manager,
community deserves some input on what the replication of it
city
looks like.
manager can you speak to, is it
There's a
the,
whole thing of concrete down there that they've busted up and torn up. What are they doing?
what are they doing with the
We got the right to know what our house is going to look like.
City manager, could you speak to that, please?
I can't at the moment because I'm not sure what concrete you're talking about. But overall, as you said, we began holding general sessions to get input from people over 2 years ago.
I was sitting right there.
And people met. We had functions outside there at Hall Park about it. Meetings down here about it. That is what initially went into the grant that was submitted to EPA for the $20 million.
Okay.
After that, we went through a similar process and submitted another grant for the $3.3 million which both of those were oriented toward solar energy. One of the things that I've been continually trying to say to people ever since we started talking about it is that one of the things that we needed to do, regardless of what else we did there, was to try to come up with an alternative energy solution. I remember back in 2000 when I was here, that building, the power on it back then was almost 10 grand a month. So the idea was with solar, we could at least cut that probably in half, because aside from the solar energy that would be stored and saved to back up the resiliency center, it could possibly generate as much as 40 to 50% of the daily power needs of the operation, as opposed to us having to buy it all from AEP. But the last part of it is that when we had to sidestep because we didn't have that federal money, and we did this contract for the $1.5 million. If you recall, one was a $1 million grant, the other was a $500,000 grant. But on those, all of that, we came to the commission with what the options were in the plans, commission approved it, and that's when the contract was let.
Can,
Okay, so,
as a city, how much this, then, as we said, ballpark figure, will it take to operate the armory, on a monthly to yearly basis? If the city was just solely to take care of that, how much would it cost us?
We ain't gotta worry about it. We ain't gonna even have to worry about it.
Would cost you somewhere in the neighborhood of just around $110,000 for electricity alone. Gas could be, I'm going to say 80, now maybe not quite that much, maybe 75,000. Because that's a lot of space in there, a lot of space. Then water would be one of your lower cost items, and I don't know roughly how much that might run over the course of a year. But it would be significant.
Honorable Chair.
Yeah, the lights changed, I mean.
There are organizations that I'm personally working with, and we're getting away from gas. Because a lot of people don't realize the damage, health-wise, that it's been doing over the decades to our bodies, our breathing. And there are tax rebates and stuff for that, so the elimination of that would help, because that's why the state has changed out our gas water heaters in our homes during the lead program, if that makes sense. Okay, but I want to address the fact that being the founder of Project Need Foundation, I sat at the table when this grant was put together, the plan itself. And I never saw any drawing or anything about the armory. Now, I know that the bathrooms themselves are probably the worst, and they need to be torn out. And they're built of concrete, but the concrete that's being removed is in the back, where there are layers and layers of when things were built with concrete floors in between them. And we don't know what's going on. And I think that we should, because it's our house. And that's all I'm saying, is that we should know what's going on.
The concrete being torn up is where?
In the back on Paw Paw.
So you're
Right
saying
there.
in the inside of the building or the
Yes.
outside?
Inside. Not the front where the ladies' bathroom is, I know for sure. The big garage door, down in there.
I will get the specific information for you on exactly
Right
what's
down
being
there's a
done
big
and
old
bring that
dumpster
in.
full of concrete. And that's probably the second or the third one, I don't know. I mean, anything that when we remodel, I love construction. I love to remodel stuff. Things can be made beautiful, but we should know. That's all I'm saying. And the bathrooms need to be totally gutted out. That's where the concrete need to.
The bathrooms are being, because what happened is somebody got in there with a sledgehammer and completely destroyed all
It
the
wasn't me.
fixtures and stuff that were in there. So we don't have a choice but to take all of it out and put new stuff in.
Could you say that again for the record? Because I want to make sure it's on record, what you just said.
As I said, somebody got in there with sledgehammers or something and completely destroyed, busted up all of the fixtures and stuff that was in there. And when we went in looking at it before when we were getting the specs together, it was just a pile of broke up fixtures in there. So it's all being replaced.
I have pictures.
Thank you. That being all, I don't want to say like church we gonna stand, but I'm sorry, Commissioner Henry has a statement.
Chair. I have a few questions about this proposal. Well, let me start with the first one. Benton Harbor Water Plant, Ridgeway Street, St. Joe, Michigan, 49085. Where did that come from?
Where did what come from? The address?
The address.
That is the address of the water plant. It's on Ridgeway. That's a mail address for it, if you send U.S. mail to it. The entrance is on Ridgeway.
Okay, so our water plant has a 49085 zip code, but it's part of Gene Clark Park, which has a 49022. So now I'm confused as to what's going on. When I see stuff like this, I think of takeover. They've been trying to take our water plant for decades. And when I see that now they're showing the address as St. Joe, Michigan, and I also saw where someone took the water plant out of Gene Clark Parks, and that's scary.
Madam Commissioner, the water plant has, in its entirety, is within the city limits of Benton Harbor, except for the mailbox out front and the entrance where you come off of Ridgeway Drive. And probably, I'm going to say 30 yards to the right, you enter back into Benton Harbor where the two posts are that are there. But it has never been part of Gene Clark Park. Gene Clark Park has been separate.
I have proof, DNR. I have proof. I have receipts that it is part of Gene Clark Park. I will contact DNR and the rest of them because I know since I've been here, it's been DNR's staff has changed at least 4 times, and they come in and they don't know what happened in the past. So I'll make sure that we get some understanding about that because, as far as I know, the Gene Clark Park and the water plant was all connected together. That's the reason why they couldn't do anything to the water plant other than the conversion. So we'll work on that later.
City Clerk, can you do me a favor? You have Google. Can you Google Gene Clark Park and see what the address is, please?
I'm going to ask through the chair also. They're asking, PFN is asking for a permanent easement, allowing them to occupy city-owned property. Can you give me the location of the city-owned property and anything else that is applicable to their easement, permanent easement?
That permanent easement is referring to running it underneath the ground, underneath that parking strip where you drive in and drive up, and down to the corner, and then underneath the part of the right-of-way of the street.
How many permanent easements do we have already?
Thousands. As a matter of fact, what was it called? I forget now, that master plan where we automatically, for $500, if they apply, have to give any utility right to go underneath our infrastructure and so forth.
You said how many?
Sure, we got thousands, AT&T, gas company, everybody.
Was that a takeover?
Okay, thank you for straightening me out on that. Temporary construction easement. they want to pay a fee of $25,000.
Can I answer that? That building that we have there, that pump station, is dilapidated and is in the worst condition of any pump station that we have and you would ever want to see in Berrien County. They posted pictures the last time they came up here, and they're going to redevelop that whole thing to make it look state of the art, and they're also going to do an underground function there. But you know, the one that's there now, if you want to drive down to Clark Road or going before you go to Hickman Park Hill and before you go to Grand Boulevard, if you look to the left right there, you'll see a fenced-in area with a building that's collapsed, and they want to fix that. Is that the correct?
Well, the temporary easement she's referring to is where they will come in and put their equipment up there near that manhole that they're putting in where they did the test. And they've agreed to make certain they do that where it doesn't interfere with the summer. It'll be either in the period from winter to spring or fall to winter, so that it doesn't interfere. But they'll put their equipment and so forth there long enough to bring that cable in underneath the lake and underneath to that manhole there.
Thank you very much. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
Yes, I do have another question. For the long-term ground lease, there's not a fee for that? How much are they paying for us to use that and improve that property? It says long-term ground lease. That means finance. I would assume it means finance. If you lease something from me, you pay me.
That's that the commissioner was just referring to. That's within the fence there where we have the pumping station that's not in use right now. They'll be putting their equipment building inside the fence there, and that's what they're referring to.
Well, that's for the temporary construction
No,
easement.
it's not. The temporary construction easement is about up on the hill up there where we let them do the test.
Well, what is the long-term 75-year lease?
That's
And
where
is there
that,
any monetary value to it?
well, the monetary value is the $20,000 that it costs to run individual 1 gig cables.
Push your button.
Push a
down
button.
there.
That's what you said earlier about
Yeah.
them giving us free gigs to
That's
buildings and everything
For
else.
7 years.
For 7
to
years.
All of those buildings, and the cost of approximately $320,000 to run the cable to those buildings. A perfect example of that is that the service that we've had here with AT&T has for years had a
Point of order. Oh.
had
Oh,
an
yeah, okay.
escalated amount on top of it because they put the cost for doing the installation on with the service.
Okay, I got that. With 75 years of lease at the water pump station. 75 years. Long-term lease at the water pump station that they're gonna fix up and make it habitable or usable or whatever. Is there a monetary value? You saying the $320,000 that they're putting in their project is our lease
Plus,
agreement?
plus the free cost of the service to all of those municipal buildings every month for 7 years. And then even after the 7 years, we continue it at a most favorable wholesale rate, which would be far less than what we could buy it on retail from anybody else.
I got you. 75 years though. I'm gonna go back to that. 75 years, what is that?
Well, let's bring it back 75 years from now.
You say
And then we-
we're gonna have this for 7 years, but Long-term lease for 75 years now. Tell me about that so I can have a good understanding of what we're going into.
You will have the benefit after the 7 years of still continuing to buy the service at a wholesale rate, most favorable wholesale rate, which means you can continue saving, whether it's for the next 75 years or 100 years.
Okay, see, that's an understanding.
By then, you can vote on it again if you want to, but I don't think, I don't think Gus Mack or anything,
Last
we
subject
will
on
be
this,
around
we talked about this several times, and there was an environmental study that was done, and we asked for it, and I don't remember seeing it. So I would ask through the chair that they present that environmental study of what they saw when they went underground through Gene Clark Park or whatever the environmental study has to offer us.
That wasn't an environmental study. That was them determining whether the soils underneath would be conducive to holding the cable that they pull in from the lake. All of the environmental work that they did was done for the state and would not have been here in the city.
Well, it was from the state, it was from not only Illinois, Indiana, and the state of Michigan that they did that environmental study, because it's starting downtown Chicago and coming through Indiana, then coming through Michigan, and then they had to also go through DNR, if I'm correct, because that was when Congressman Prose, I believe it was, or Senator Prose, whatever, came here and they did the presentation, and they had all their permits and everything. They spent multi-millions of dollars from Illinois to Indiana to the state of Michigan, also with the DNR, to make sure that this project was approved. Is that correct?
I believe that's correct because I'm fairly certain you're right that out in the lake, they would have come across a part that would have been in Indiana.
So there was no environmental study given to Benton Harbor about the underground
No,
that's going through.
no, there wasn't.
Are we talking about the lake, or are we talking about Gene Clark Park?
We're talking about Lake and Gene Clark Park. So
There was an
I want to
there
go
was an
back.
environmental presentation that was done. Whoa! There was a presentation that was done here with environmental under the lake from Chicago, Indiana, to Michigan. Now, if we're talking about Gene Clark Park soil, then that's one thing different. But when they came here, they presented on the screens, all these screens, and they gave us everything that they had. They provided multi-millions of dollars to get this even before us. So all the environmental studies, you cannot go into Lake Michigan and think you don't have to. I mean, no, this ain't Charlie Hustle or somebody coming and shooting a line down the lake. You can't do anything on Lake Michigan without, I mean, and especially leaving Chicago, coming to here, bypassing Indiana, coming through Michigan. I was here they came twice, and they did give us presentations both times, and the multi-millions of dollars they spent on environmental studies. And now if we're talking about a soil study from Gene Clark Park, that's one thing, but I know dredging under the lake, they provided all the proper everything. Our Honorable Mayor, I think he wanted to chime in on that. Thank you, Honorable Mayor.
I think this is a okay. So they already completed the part where it's coming from Lake Huron over in Flint. So the big one, of course, with Chicago having the largest internet feed in the world, where you have more people tapping into their feed than any other parcel or place or city on this earth. And what the project does is it takes a cable from the largest feed in the world and brings it directly to Benton Harbor, which allows for the business community, residents, of course, the potential of AI and other new industries, they can tap right into Benton Harbor, but it will go up to Byron Center as well, up toward Grand Rapids. But the connect or the plug is Benton Harbor. So it's a huge, really a huge deal. And then I know there's been talk, I just got back from Ghana, and that was like the huge project that was happening for Ghana, where France is running a fiber optic line from France to Ghana, because Ghana sits as the gateway to Africa coming off the Atlantic Ocean, which connects the Gambia, Sierra Leone, Togo, all the way to the crown of Africa, which is Nigeria. And that's why they put the George Bush Highway starting in Ghana. And that's why you got a lot of infrastructure that we see happening here, accompanying with the fiber line, because that's the pathway to new business. So, and I share more, but hopefully that helps. But it's a huge, huge, huge project, not just for Benton Harbor, but for all of Southwest Michigan and the west side of Michigan.
But the grateful part is that they're coming to Benton Harbor. And they could go to St. Joe.
One thing about it is Benton Harbor is that connect, and the manager was there, that connect into Gene Clark Park, and that soil and that area it's a perfect match. They can't get it at Tuscarnia or even at Silver Beach. So, again, what we're sitting on is the new oil.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And if y'all need any lessons on fiber optics, please give me a call.
Well, I did remember talking about this study that they did for Gene Clark Park. And then I also remember something that they did to Rocky Gap. It caused them a lot of problems at Rocky Gap when they start boring. So that's the reason why maybe I misspoke about the environmental study, but there was a study about the underground in Benton Harbor and in the Gene Clark Park, and that's the study that I was speaking of. I would like to see it. I would like to compare it to what happened to Rocky Gap. If anybody remembers what happened to Rocky Gap after they bored. So that's just so I can have understanding of what is going to happen with Benton Harbor now, and if that possibility of boring underneath the dunes is going to cause a problem. So that I misspoke. It's not an environmental study. It's the study that they made and for the boring in Gene Clark Park. And I did ask for it, and they said that they had it and that we would get it. So now I'm asking for it again.
Could you please make sure that the commissioner gets that?
Pass that request along. I don't recall the Rocky Gap situation, but I'll pass it on to him.
Is Rocky Gap part of Benton Harbor?
No, it's not.
All right. Any other public comments? I want to say this. The Chicago Bears is number one in the NFC North. And hopefully, I see Commissioner Isom, and he's representing well. But expect great things. But the Chicago Bears is number one in the NFC North. Everybody have an excellent Thanksgiving. I hope everybody's Thanksgiving is great. That's the reason our meeting is tonight, because I know some of y'all be getting chitlins and pork and beans and the turkey ready and the sweet potato pies, and that's what it's all about, giving thanks and thankful for life and everything else. It could have been worse, but we're here, and thanks for all your hard work, determination. And City Manager, I do want to tell you, thank you for your hard work. I mean, some of these projects, and the mayor, some of these projects that are happening in Benton Harbor could not have happened. When you go down our streets, they're looking wonderful. Sidewalks are looking wonderful. That housing development downtown on Wall Street and Colfax is looking wonderful. They're springing up houses over there on Union. And is that Union and Pipestone? Looking wonderful. And I can just go on and on and on and on about what you've done since you've been here, City Manager. And I want to say thank you to everybody who's making Benton Harbor a wonderful place. As my mayor said back in the day, the jewel of Southwest Michigan. Y'all have a good night.